Your best friends. I told you that cheaters, I'm not talking about generally women, but women who cheat, they cheat only with the people who are so close to you. Your wife could be inside your house 24/7 without going outside, and no man gets into that house that nobody knows, but she could be cheating on you. Your wife could be a housewife staying in your house 24 hours, and no one called a man gets into your house that is not known by your family members, by your friends, but she is cheating on you. So ask me how your friends who is known to the family, your brother, your cousin, your uncles, they're the people who could be sleeping with your wife. As long as your wife does not understand the discipline, the respect, and the red line that is cut between any man who enters your house, your friend, your family members, or anything. The same goes to the man. A man can stay in your house for 24 hours without going outside there. And you could be telling everybody that I have the best man. He never goes out. That man can never cheat me. And then, after some time, you're going to see your housemaid running outside and spitting, puking, running to the bathroom and puking. And you're like, what's happening? This girl never goes out. She hasn't gone to her home for the last 9 months or 1 year. She doesn't go out unless I send her, and she goes with my kids to buy or to shop. What happened? The man who is not going out of the house has been sleeping with your maid. People might cheat you with the people who are very close to you, the people you trust with them. So the thing is, you must always try to draw the line. Draw a line. Be a disciplined person. Be somebody who understands that anything can happen. Never leave a man in a house with your housemaid. Whether he's a pastor, whether he's a bishop, I'm telling you women, this is the problem with this generation. And that's why some people don't like me. Some people don't like me because they feel that I am too much. But listen to me. You're going to tell me that your husband is a pastor. So there's no need. I can just leave him in the house the whole full day with my maid. Remember, pastor is a human being. And the devil knows where to go. The devil knows how to tempt, how to, don't ever leave your maid with your husband at home. Your cousins, your sisters, your aunties. You see, I'm not saying all of them gonna do this, but these are the start, they are the initial points where problems start. So people are never told this. No one is gonna tell you this. I'm telling you the truth. No one is gonna tell you this. Everybody's gonna say, just leave them. Trust your husband. You trust him? Yes. You don't trust me? You mean you don't trust me? You cannot leave me with a maid in this house? Who's gonna tell you that he's gonna sleep with your maid? Who's gonna tell you that she is gonna sleep with your driver? Your wife could be sleeping with your driver. Do you think your wife is gonna tell you that, don't leave this driver here. Go with him because I will sleep with him? No. And they're not sleeping with the driver because they want it. In fact, they do it. They go pants down and they do it. And after doing it and finishing, they start crying. The driver leaves the bedroom, goes out, and they start crying. They start asking themselves, why? Why did I do this? But then, after they cry, after 2-3 days, they forget. They do the same thing. And it happens each and every day, each and every month. It's something that happens. The only thing that might make it to be known is when something happens, like he gets pregnant or you come home abruptly and you find him. There's There's something that I'm reading. There's something that is on social media. I don't know whether it is true. I've not authenticated it, but I read, and a friend of mine from Norway sent me this last night, and I was reading it on WhatsApp. There's a guy in Kenya. I don't know. I don't want to mention names because I'm not so sure. I'm not sure whether it is a true story. But there's a man, a very known man in Kenya, who was a very prominent person in Kenya, in the government, who, you know, has lived with his wife for the last 40 years, and their lastborn is 30 years old, their lastborn, and they have lived together for 40 years. And recently, the wife, came to realize that the husband has been cheating and got married to another woman without her knowledge, and they're having an affair somewhere. So the wife came home and told this guy that, you know what, you think you can cheat on me, right? Then the husband was like, what? Then the lady told the husband that if you are thinking that you have been the one who knows how to do it outside there, go and do a paternity test, what we call the DNA, on the 4 kids that are here. That is the wife telling the husband. You have been living with a woman for 40 years, having kids who the last one is 30 years, meaning that maybe the first kid is something like 50 years. For 50 years, you have been feeding a kid that is not yours, and you're a man. And the wife boldly tells you that, you know what, you've been cheating and you never told me, right? Go and do a DNA test. You know, you don't need to do it, because nobody knows the father of a child more than the mom. This is why I bring such kind of topics, because there are so many secrets, and these secrets, nobody talks about it. The religion thinks that when we talk about this, it is so deep, it's not good to talk about it, but we have to speak about it. I have to tell you that if you are a woman, never ever let your maid cook food for your husband. Your maid can cook food for your kids. She can cook food for you, but never allow your housemaid to cook food for your husband. You see, we men, me included, what happens is the only thing that gets to our heart is the stomach. When your maid starts to cook nice food and you eat and you even appreciate that food in front of your husband, what message are you sending to your husband? What message are you sending to your husband? The maid cooks. She's got that miniskirt with a half cut, very tight on top, and she's walking with the servers and bringing it in front of you. You are seated there. You are a woman seated with the mobile phone. You are googling Facebook, replying to WhatsApp texts, and your husband is on the other side on mobile phone and maybe magazine. And you know how they read magazine. Let me show you something here. Magazine is here. They read magazine like this. That time you're very, for you, you're very serious with your mobile phone. You're texting and replying to your friends. And your hubby is pretending that he's reading magazine. But one eye is on the magazine. Sometimes the magazine itself is upside down. He's looking at how sweet and hot that maid is. Then the maid comes and puts the food on table. And when you start to eat, you with your nonsense stupidity as a woman, you start to praise the food. And tell your husband that, you see how I know how to select a maid. See how she knows how to cook. What are you trying to tell your husband? By the time you will leave that house, going outside with your friends, your husband will eat, then eat. If you know, you know. I don't want to say much. He's going to eat because you are not around. He's going to eat. He will be full. And once he's full, he will eat again. Sometimes it is not even a character of your man, but it is what you do that pushes them to do what you don't want them to do. You are a man. You bring a driver, you bring a watchman, you bring a houseboy to your home. He's built, he's going to your gym, and he's eating so well. And then you start telling your wife how you selected a guy who knows how to work. See the groundsman, see how he works. This guy never gets tired. He's very strong, he's energetic, he works like a beast. That's why I employed him. He's a very good guy. I need to raise his pay. See, we are human beings. Our emotions are always changed by the circumstances. Our emotions are changed by the circumstances. Sometimes your wife has never, ever looked at your driver twice. But by the time you start discussing him with your wife, telling your wife how he knows how to maneuver panya routes, or we call them shortcuts in town, to get you to work so fast, telling him how hard and how strong he works, he puts things in your boot, how fast he is in doing everything that you want him to do, that's the time your wife will start looking at him twice. And that's the time your wife will realize that, oh, so he's this handsome. She has never seen that handsomeness. But that's the time your wife will see that your driver is very handsome. I love you guys. My name is Johngora, aka The Motivator. I try to bring these things